All right, Shalom. For the first, we give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Rakakwadash Bakathum. Double honor to the apostle, the elder, great millstone, to what I can across the globe, pushing the word of truth still. You want to say Shalom. And it's like a little PSA, brothers, be careful about this AI. It's all become very tricky, integrating these AI scenarios and these commercials and these videos and this thing that we're watching on social media, and I'm bringing this up because, we know people in the world are very gullible. All right, and we're to be a little bit sharper than that. You know, um, brothers post things that are AI generated. Although it look good, it can be the truth, but it's not. It's just about no lies or the truth. But we gotta be accurate. Don't never trust our enemy, man. Let's dig a little bit deeper in our research. Let's confirm, or deny, these posts and information that we're bringing up and bringing out. We don't want to be bringing out disinformation. We don't want to put in those stumbling blocks, all right, in front of people. We want to come with them, in truth. So people are trusting us to put out the correct information with the understanding, lining up with precepts and the scriptures. Let's just make sure that we're know who we're dealing with, which is a liar, which is Satan, and we know that his cohorts are going to follow his same stead, man. Okay, so to be mindful, be diligent in our searches, in our research, and putting out the right information. This is John 8:44. It says, "You are the father of the devil. The lust of the father you would do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." And that's the point I wanted to make. This guy is a great deceptor. He's not going to tell you the whole truth or nothing but the truth. He's going to make some lies in it. He's going to create fake scenarios. And the reason I brought it up is yesterday I was seeing reports, false reports, all right, of attacks on Texas oil rigs and things like that, and people have been reposting it and putting, and this is, it's all leading up to the MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right, it's spoken out in Revelation because AI and the people who are pushing it are going to start integrating on transhumanism. All right, merging technology with living beings. I.e. humans. All right, and that's the next wave as we come in. That's how we know we're getting close. All right, but we got to be mindful that we're not being deceived. All right, and that we're not being um um tricked by our own vain opinion. Let me see. Just had it. What's the water? Speak a lot, speak of his own. Oh yeah, okay, got it. The water, the water. Matthew 24:24. It says, there shall be many false, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall grow and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. All right. So the things that these things that he produced, they are lying wonders. When he could make things blow up, it seems like it's real. Right? You could put the green screen on and ultimately using witchcraft. All right, because Esau is a witch. He's a Chaldean. And what he uses deception. All right, and part of the deception he uses is his media, his television. All right, that's that crafty counsel, man. That's that crafty the enterprise that he's trying to perform. All right, so we gotta be mindful of what we're posting, what we're putting out there. Let's get this real quick. What's up, Cap? You want to get in the screen? Hey, Cap. All right, there you go. So Acts 12:10, it said, "Never trust thine enemy, like an iron rusted, so does his wickedness. And when thou shalt be unto him, or so like never trust thy enemy, for like an iron rusted, so the wickedness." All right, and we never trust our enemy, man. We know that this guy manipulates scenarios. He uses crisis actors. He stages events, all right, to play out the way he wants them to play out. All right, now the technology is becoming so good that um um uh, that it's hard to at times to differentiate between what's real and what isn't. You know, so this is be mindful of who we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with a goddamn devil. All right, he's not to be trusted. Um, and some of the things I've been seeing now is just making me want to get off social media. You know, um, I spend too much time on it anyway, but it is some good information out there. But you have to dig through it. Second Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. Right, man. This guy is the prince of the power of the air. He owns the media, he owns the airwaves. All right, he's able to control and put out any narrative that he wants. All right, now you can put it out there with a visual. All right, and that visual, if we're not careful, we could be tricked by it, man. All right, let's not forget that Project Bluebeam. How he able to create holograms that look real. You saw witchcraft is on a whole nother level, man. And he's gonna use a lot of AI. He's gonna use a lot of technology, all right, to try to convince and persuade people that he is the Most High, that we don't need a Lord, that we don't need a Savior, that he is going to have all the answers, man. You know, and just know that his witchcraft is going to increase. He's going to get turned up, all right, and we got to be able to withstand the wiles. Let's get that. It's okay. Ephesians 6:11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." All right, so we got to put on our whole armor, man, out here, because we are still in the battle. All right, Esau shooting them fiery darts. He's trying to persuade the elect that seeing is believing, but we walk by faith and not by sight. All right, and we know that these AIs, these wars and these things that this New World Order agenda is nothing but a trick, man. All right, and the elect won't get deceived, okay? Verse 12, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places," man. All right, so we're not wrestling against this. We're wrestling against the spiritual demon Satan. All right, who have embodied, all right, Esau Edom in the flesh. All right, and it's not going to stop. It's going to increase. You know, but it's up to us to withstand and put on the whole armor. All right, be not marveled at some of the things that he's going to be able to do. You know, so when it comes to the AI, man, just be careful, be mindful, about what we're posting, we're putting out there. We don't want to leave no stumbling blocks. I'm gonna say shalom.